There is huge news on 3 different fronts that will be a game changer for the gold industry. I'll explain why in this video as we explore. And this news is coming to us from 3 different nations in Africa. Africa is an important continent when it comes to gold, as most of you know who have any knowledge of how gold is manufactured and distributed. And we know that Africa is a continent that is full of unrest, and there's a lot of different things that could move and shape the gold market in negative ways as well as positive. In these cases, this appears to be a positive news on these 3 different fronts, and we're going to start first in Ghana. The Ministry for Lands and Natural Resources responsible for mining, Honorable George Dakur, has reiterated the openness and commitment of government to collaborate with any country, organization, or person to help combat illegal mining, which has become the platform that will spur the perfect execution of government flagship mining policy, which is making Ghana a hub for gold mining in Africa, according to a piece here from GhanaWeb.com. There is a plan now addressing the press after a meeting with officials of the London Bullion Market Association. Dakur made a comment that is consistent with the ministry and that the government's position that multi-stakeholder approach is required to win the battle against illegal mining known as galamsey. While the government continued to court international and local support to deal with the menace, it has been proactively executed some measures and policies that are already bearing fruits. Some of these measures are outlined in the Deputy Minister, including the Community Mining Scheme, Operation Halt, and recruit of river wardens, purchasing and handling out of mercury-free machines, also known as gold kacha, among others. There's an indication that they are ready to support us, ensure that we have a very sanitized mining industry that is refreshing, especially because their support will be towards the protection of our river bodies, and they're giving us experiences from Peru and countries that is occurring, that is going to be the foundation for this, apparently. Another offer from the LBMA delegation is the resolve to establish a mineral refining center in Ghana. And Dakur explains that this offer aligns perfectly with the policy currently being pursued by government, which is moving the country from a resource production to resource refinery or value addition. The government of Ghana will facilitate the establishment of a new refinery and encourage the Ghanaian partnership to ensure its success. So there's going to be a refinery that is going to be built there, and it will meet the guidelines and standards of the LBMA. And folks, that is big news because Ghana is a country where there's a lot of illegal gold mining. And next, we're going to move to another country, Mali. They just signed a deal to build a gold refinery with Russia. Now, this is on the other end of the spectrum to a degree. You know, there's going to be different standards here with Mali compared to Ghana. Malian authorities announced the signing of an agreement with Russia to build a gold refinery in the national capital of Bamako. The 2 countries have signed several agreements and continue bilateral relations, including the construction of a 200-ton annual gold refinery, which will be the largest in West Africa. The project would make it possible to not only control all gold production, but also to correctly apply all taxes and duties. Mali, one of the largest gold producers in Africa, produced 79.6 tons of gold in 2022, representing 66.2 tons of annual production and an increase of 8.4% according to the Malian Statistical Agency. Gold accounts for around 1/4 of Mali's fiscal resources, making it one of the leading gold-producing countries on the continent. Most of Mali's gold is exported to South Africa, followed by Switzerland and Australia. But this gives them even more control and that bilateral agreement, which gives them the security that they want and need. Precious metals provide protection against economic uncertainty. They also cannot be hacked. However, we aren't using gold and silver every day to purchase goods and services. So likely, we are engaging in business where we need to present our personal information. which is then sold to data brokers who profit by selling your information to robocallers, telemarketers, spammers, and anyone else that wants to learn more about you. That's why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, Aura. Aura will identify data brokers that are exposing your information and automatically submit opt-out requests on your behalf. They'll even opt you out of junk mail and telemarketing lists. You can use my link at aura.com/salivate metal to try 2 weeks to see how many data brokers are sharing your information. The link is in the description, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. Aura also monitors your emails and passwords to see if they were involved in a data breach and exposed on the dark web, and gives you recommendations on what to do. Aura's app also features a VPN, password manager, real-time credit and identity theft monitoring, internet parental controls, and protects your devices from malware. Aura has almost every internet safety tool you'll ever need, all inside one app. Safety and security are the reasons we stack precious metals, so limit your exposure to these data brokers and go to aura.com/salivate metal or scan the QR code now to start your free trial. Now for Mali, what's going on here with the gold production, it will give the bilateral relations and give them the freedom to move gold between all different nations, and probably continue in their current path, but also to work with Russia as well. Relations between Mali and Russia have strengthened in recent years, notably following a coup on May the 24th of 2021 and the withdrawal of French forces from Operation Barkhane in 2022. So geopolitics certainly does play a role here. In this second news story about a gold refinery being built in Russia. The third story is coming to us from Barron's.com. Construction of the first gold refinery in the country of Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso's junta-led government on Thursday of last week, this is all really breaking news within the last week here, launched the construction of the country's first refinery for gold, Burkina's main mineral resource. The refinery will have a production capacity of around 400 kilograms of gold per day, according to Ismail Sibi, CEO of the refinery's co-managing company, Marena Gold. The first 22-karat gold bars will leave the refinery in 11 months' time. So this could be happening very, very fast. And you can see they don't come pure like the gold bars you just see on the screen here, but they are indeed, high weight, high purity, 22-karat bars. And the project would create 100 direct jobs and 5,000 indirect jobs. There's no longer any question of us taking our gold abroad for refining. We'll refine it on site because we know the real content of the raw gold that comes out. It gives them more control, just like in the previous situation with Mali. That's very important, Burkina Faso's military leader, Captain Ibrahim Tiaro, said at a launch ceremony in the capital. For some time now, gold has been Burkina's leading export product, but we have no control over gold. Today, we have decided to put a whole network in place. And there's a theme here between all these three of these stories. It's about control, local control of the gold. Now, obviously, with Ghana, they're working directly with the LBMA on theirs. So far, we've not seen that with the other two. But nonetheless, there is another thing, too, about what happens with gold that is produced outside of their purview, especially when it's done illegally. The mining sector accounts for 14.3% of Burkina's state revenue, according to data from the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative. But gold production in the country fell from 68.8 tons in 2021 to 57.6 tons in 2022. That's a 13.7% drop. Giaro added that a lot of gold leaves Burkina fraudulently, and this, moreover, helps to fuel terrorism. The country is battling a jihadist insurgency that spilled over from neighboring Mali in 2015, and it's left more than 17,000 civilians and soldiers dead and displaced 2 million people. Violence led to the closure of 4 industrial mines and the abandonment of nearly 700 gold panning sites last year, according to official figures. So you secure that place, and you can control the gold and how it flows in and out of the country, and bringing jobs as well too. Seems to be a pretty good thing, especially as they fight this terrorist insurgency and the like, because they fund their programs through illegal gold mining. And so fascinating indeed. Amazing stories these are. And I think it's going to be a game changer for gold in Africa and really around the world in both good and negative ways, depending on how you look at some of the aspects of these stories. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below, because sometimes, there's stealth ways to do things and there's overt ways to do things. And when you have refineries that are built closer to the mining operations, it makes things a whole lot better. And it also increases the flow of gold, and increase is going to help profit some of these nations. And more gold into the market could mean essentially that more gold could lead to prices not rising as fast as one would hope, because you can process and refine and get the gold to market. The more gold means that essentially it's like an inflation of gold to a degree, but I don't think it's going to make that much of a dent to really squash the prices too much. But I think it could aid in preventing the prices from rising too fast. We'll see. It all depends. They got to be profitable too. These mining operations have to. So keep that in mind as well. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Hope you found this video informative, insightful, and educational. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.